There are some things I just can't help you with because I'm not that kind of doctor. Psychological self-help strategies? I'm all over that. I've got some good ones for you. What am I doing? Haven't you ever heard of mental floss? I know that's a little ridiculous. My friend Tim Gard gave me that idea, and I think it's awesome because when it comes to our psychological health, we don't often think of daily flossing like we might with our teeth. You always brush your teeth, right? Why? Because you know that that's essential for good dental health. What about our mental health? We don't often have practices in place like brushing our teeth and flossing our teeth and taking a shower. What is the equivalent of that when it comes to our psychological health? I think of everything that we have, our mind is probably the most important part. And yet that's the one we're most likely to neglect or to overlook in our self-care strategies. So let's take a look at some things that we can do. Now, first of all, before I give you a few specific tips, take this seriously. Your mind, your brain is the control center of all this. And if it's going haywire, we're in big trouble. You are not going to survive long without your mind. So let's take this seriously. I can always tell if people are taking things seriously by two specific documents that I could check from you. Your checkbook and your calendar. Those two documents will tell me what you're really taking seriously. If you're going to get serious about your own mental health, it needs to show up on your calendar, and it's probably going to hit your checkbook too. So don't be surprised when that happens. That's how we'll know that you're taking it seriously. Now, what that's going to mean at a minimum is that you're going to make some time and space for the psychological self-care strategies that I'll be sharing with you today. The first strategy is gratitude. I'm not talking just feel grateful or thankful for stuff. I'm talking about practicing daily gratitude. This is a powerful way to shift your mind from negativity to positivity. And it has to do with the evaluation process that we can't turn off because we're constantly evaluating things. Gratitude puts us in a positive evaluation of our life, the way it is right now, without changing anything. Let's structure this in a way that can help you to start practicing some mental floss. What I would suggest is a 5-day initial trial for gratitude. Let's set it up in a powerful way. I call this 25-5. 5 stands for the 5 days. Start today. Make a physical written list. I say physical. I know you got a tablet and a smartphone. I don't care if it's digital, but you're going to make a list of 25 things for which you are sincerely grateful. And don't make this up. You have to be grateful for it to put it on your list. Here's what powers it up. At least half of your list every day. That's 13 if you're doing the math. At least half of your list every day is about something that is hard, difficult, frustrating, something that is kicking your trash a little bit. The other half of your list can be the easy stuff. I call these the freebies. Stuff that's easy to be grateful for. You know, like your family, your health, puppies and rainbows and indoor plumbing. Anybody can be grateful for that stuff. The hard stuff is a little more challenging, but that's what is so powerful to power up your mind in a positive mode. Let me give you an example of what I mean. cancer, for example, that's one of those challenging things. And I know that it's pretty likely that you either are experiencing this, it's in your family, or someone that you know that's close by. So I'll use that as an example. Cancer hit our family a couple of years ago when my sister-in-law was diagnosed with stage 4 pancreatic cancer, 2 months from diagnosis to funeral. Now, what if it's cancer? I'm not saying be grateful for the cancer. What I'm saying is open it up. Okay, peel it back. Look inside of there. Rummage around a little bit until you find something in there for which you are sincerely grateful. And put that on your list. 13 of those every day. Okay, from that cancer, I found a relationship with my niece. My sweet niece, 20 years old, special needs. She got to live with us for 2 months while her mother was passing. Now, am I grateful for the relationship? Yeah, honestly, I really am. She's such a sweetheart. Am I grateful for the cancer? See, that's harder, but that's where I found it. That's what I'm talking about. Now, don't repeat anything on tomorrow's list that was on today's list. You do a whole new list tomorrow. Don't get lazy on me. This is powerful. This is life-changing. No, I would even say it's life-saving. I could tell you people whose lives were saved by just doing what I just shared with you. Practice gratitude. Get into a daily habit. Now, I said start with 5 days. Start with 5 days at 25-5, where you're doing a list of 25 things. And then after those 5 days, let's go into maintenance mode, where you come up with 3 things every day and you get 1 freebie, 1 easy thing, 2 from your hard list. And that will maintain a practice of gratitude. This is your mental floss we're talking about. It's powerful, absolutely powerful. And the research is backing me up on this. Okay, here's your second tip. Associate with people who will support your positivity and mental health. There's a couple of different levels that you can consider this. Let's start at the top of those levels. We're going to talk about mentors, coaches, and peers. Now, at the top level, mentors are those thought leaders, those inspiring people in your world. Who are you reading? Who are you listening to? Who do you watch on YouTube? Well, thank you for including me in that list. It's important what kind of input you put into your mind. Find mentors who will challenge you to go to a higher level of psychological functioning and health. This will enhance your relationships as well, which is pretty darn cool. So that's at the mentor level. Pay attention to who you're reading, who you're watching, who you listen to. Now let's go down to the next level, coaches. I put coaches at this level because coaches don't have to be there to help you improve. I've got a good friend, Brad Barton, who is a world-class runner. And at my age, he's basically my age, he's setting world records. How's he doing it? He's doing it by getting coaching. Coach Chick Hislop was on my show, Live on Purpose Radio. He's Brad's coach. He's in his 80s. He can't run a world record mile, but he can certainly coach Brad to do that. So that's why I distinguish between coaching and mentoring. The mentors are those that you're looking up to. The coaches you may well be looking up to, but they're in a position that they can support you and help you and give you input and feedback. One of my colleagues shared that our whole experience is kind of like it's on the inside of a box that we're in. It's projected there, and that's all that we know. There's instructions for getting out of your box, but they're printed on the outside of your box. That's why we need coaches to read the instructions to us, to give us some feedback. I get paid a lot to coach people. I pay more to coaches than most of my clients do. We all need coaching. So get a coach. Now, at the lower level is our peers. And I don't mean that they're lower than. All I mean is this is a different level of association. We've got our mentors, we've got our coaches, and then we have our peers. These are the people who are on our level. Forming a mastermind group, for example, with other people who are at about the same place you are, powerful. But also, who do you hang out with? Who do you associate with? It makes a difference. If you find that the people you hang out with the most tend to be negative or discouraging or pessimistic, guess what? That's going to be rubbing off on you. We tend to do whatever our friends do, whatever our peers are involved with. And that's not just true for kids. That is true for us as adults as well. Here's the next tip. Pay attention to the kind of input you're putting into your mind. What kind of media do you consume? What are you listening to? What are you watching? I mentioned this when I talked about the mentors because you're going to find people who inspire you. But I'm talking about just in general. What kind of input are you putting into your mind? Pay attention to that. Remember, we're doing daily mental hygiene here. So what you listen to on the way to work matters. What you watch when you get home from work matters. Now, one final tip before we wrap this up. There's a lot of reasons for this that I won't go into detail here on this video. Engage in meaningful service. You find a way to use your skills and your talents and your abilities to reach out and lift others up, improve their life, improve their condition. Like I said, there's a lot of psychological reasons why this works, and you've probably heard it forever. You know that you got to get out and serve. You got to get outside of your own sphere a little bit. It's true for a lot of really great reasons. Find ways to engage in consistent service. If you'll engage these tips, you're going to find that you enjoy a higher level of psychological functioning. Your life gets to improve because you're doing your daily mental hygiene. Get some mental floss. These are all really doable strategies. If you would like some assistance from our coaches, liveonpurpose.coach has several resources for you to find people who can assist you with your mental hygiene. I hope you've enjoyed this. Please take a moment to share this episode with someone that you think would really appreciate it. I'll see you tomorrow.
Down, face locked onto the phone.